Hello and good evening, the ones who are the fans of sports. This is the LowDown episode 3 coming at you on this fine evening. Today we have a good show in store. I said this every week, and I'm going to continue to say it to the final episode of this series, and it all starts with this opener. Today on the show, we had former San Francisco 49ers defensive tackle Ian Williams on the show. Williams spent 5 years with the team from 2011 to 2016, and also he had been a part of the 2012 San Francisco 49ers team who had made it to the Super Bowl. I just want to say it's a huge honor to have you on the show today. So let's get right into it. So my first question I have is, what inspired you to play football at such a young age?
Oh man, honestly, it was just watching the games at my great grandfather's house. He used to have the games on the living room. I used to go over when my mom was at work and just watch the games. And being from Orlando, which when we didn't have like a actual football team in Orlando, so so I grew up watching a lot of Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, and Miami. Especially when Tampa Bay was really hot when they had Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch. They had all these guys. So that's really what I grew up on, and it just made me want to be one of those guys one day.
Okay, so how did it feel to be recognized as the 120th rated prep player and the ESPN 150 list and being 30th on the South Florida Sun Centennial list of the top 50 Florida prospects?
It was. I mean, at the time, it really didn't pay attention to too many rankings and ratings and stuff like that, because a lot of times all that really doesn't matter. It's just more of how many people can see you and um, what you can really do in the field. But it was those accolades were amazing. I was just lucky to be involved in a great program that we had with coaches and the players that we had at the time when I was in high school. Um, the strength program was amazing. My coach, his name is Coach Coggle, did a great job with all the kids. My D-line coach, Coach Williamstrom, was a heck of a coach, especially for high school, and just was tough on me all the time, and just made sure I reached my full potential.
So you get all these offers from Alabama, Auburn, Clemson, Florida, Mississippi, and South Carolina, and of course Notre Dame. What made you choose Notre Dame over all these other colleges?
Honestly, it was really hard because being a Florida kid, I grew up watching Florida State. That was my team growing up. I didn't pay attention too much to Notre Dame, because it's up north, and the games weren't always on in my area. But once recruiting started to pick up when I got into high school, and I started playing well, and I started getting some notoriety, Notre Dame started to come knocking at my door, and they really they showed me a lot of love, and it was consistent. And then when I went up there for a visit, I fell in love the moment I stepped on campus, and I saw everything that Notre Dame is really about. And from that point on, I was blue and gold. I was green, and there was nothing that could change my mind.
So how did it feel playing with Brian Kelly and playing in one of the most well-known colleges in all the nation?
It was awesome. It's funny that you asked me this. I haven't thought about this stuff in a long time. It feels like it's been forever ago that I was there. But the whole experience was amazing. It was fun. It helped me grow up as a person, and then just being able to play under the lights at the Notre Dame Stadium with so much history and championships and great players all around, and the great people that have been on campus, and just the whole atmosphere of the campus was by far one of the best experiences in college football all around. And having Brian Kelly come in my senior year and really change some things around from when we had Coach Weiss, it was a fun year. I think it was the most games we had won during my 4-year career there. So yeah, the winning part of it was the best part of my senior year.
Okay. So, it's 2011, it's your senior year, and it's draft time, and you're one weekend away from being drafted by an NFL team. What was going through your mind during the draft? So, how did it feel?
I was just nervous, not nervous, but just anxious to see where I would go, uh, what would happen. It also it frustrated me seeing people I knew I was better than go before me in the draft, but it is what it is, and everything happened for a reason, and it was the best thing for me to end up in San Francisco, end up where I did. But yeah, the whole process was just long, and I just couldn't wait to get to the draft. With the All-Star games and the combine training and all the grueling work for those few months before the draft, all culminated to one weekend. But no, it was just an excruciating time, just sitting there, waiting for your phone to call, phone to ring, and not knowing where you're gonna end up.
Okay, and like you mentioned before, you got signed by the 49ers. Fortunately, not many players do get drafted, but we've seen many in the NFL, past and present, and most definitely it's going to keep happening in the future. Yeah, you did get signed by the 49ers. How did you feel when one of the most successful football teams in all the NFL signed you?
It was it was. Well, I remember because that was the year of the lockout. So once the draft happened, usually guys they fly out to the prospective teams like usually immediately, start to get prepared for OTAs and all-season training. But we didn't have that, so literally like a day, probably like 2 days before camp started. Once they signed the CBA, literally like the next day, I would get calls from teams to sign with them, and I felt like the best situation for me coming in undrafted was to go to a team that really needed D linemen. They didn't have. I didn't want to go to a team that had 10 D linemen on the team already. It was. I'm not scared of competition, but I wanted to make sure I had a chance to at least get some film and get some reps and be able to play and be able to show somebody that I can play and I belong. So it was perfect that at the time the 49ers only have I think like five or six healthy D linemen, and they didn't draft any linemen. So it was a perfect fit for me to go out there, and it was easily one of the best decisions that I made.
No, I completely understand you. You don't want to go to a team that's overstacked in your position. One team in mind right now is the Philadelphia Eagles. Everyone's saying how many D linemen they have. You want to show these teams what you're made of, and maybe you go on to a better team. Um, a season goes by, and it's 2012. You guys have a good season led by Alex Smith, then turned over to Colin Kaepernick. How did it feel to be the best team, not only in the NFC West, but also in the NFL?
We were at the time, and before I got there, the team, they had some down years, but the whole time, uh, the defense that eventually got us to the Super Bowl, they were pretty much already there. They just needed some more scoring and some pieces here and there. And with my class, they were able to get that. With Colin being able to manufacture points, and then you had Alden Smith, one of the best pass rushers in this generation. And then just the whole defense and the whole just the mindset, the mentality that these men had to get to the level that they were, and then play as well as they did all year long, and then with the offense, just doing what they do, run the ball, power game, Crabtree out there, Alex, Colin, Delaney, Frank. You had so many guys that were able to make plays where defense couldn't really hone in on one particular player. It was just it was a fun time, especially coming from college where we didn't win as much as we should have or I wanted to come to a city and a team that was on the rise, and then next thing you know, we're in the Super Bowl, we're in the conference championship, and it was just an exciting time out in the Bay Area for not only the players but the fans.
Right, and like you mentioned before, there were these key players already on the team, but they just needed key pieces to help them do better. You started in 2011, and so did Jim Harbaugh, coaching the Niners until 2014. Then enters Jim Tomsula to coach for a year, and then after in 2016, Chip Kelly enters to take over the team. It has shown that teams don't perform as it showed that the team didn't perform as well as they did in the 2012 season going into the Super Bowl. What affected the decrease in winning success? Was it the coaches or was it the players? What do you think?
It's always on the players at the end of the day. The coaches can only do so much. Football is football. Terminology may change with new coaches, but the sport is still the same for us players. So at the end of the day, we as players got to go out on the field and produce. And towards the end of Coach Harbaugh's tenure, we weren't producing. And then when Jimmy T and Coach Kelly came in, same thing. We weren't producing as players. And then at the end of the day, who usually gets blamed for the players not playing well? The coach. So that's what happened with the releases of the coaches right there. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's always on the players. I believe that strongly.
Okay, and here's the big question I think everyone's waiting for. How did it feel to play in the biggest stage in the NFL, the Super Bowl?
It was that whole week was just amazing, and then I think it was Mardi Gras that during the time that we were there too. So it was just it was packed. It was exciting. There was so much going on in the city at the time. I remember having my family, a couple members of my family, out for the game for that week, and they had a blast just getting around, meeting people, seeing the sights. As for us, if we're the guys in the game, we really can't enjoy the festivities of Super Bowl week as much as the fans and the family can. But for us, it was business for us as usual. It was just another game, but it just happened to be the biggest game in show business. So no, just being a part of it, walking out into the tunnel, coming out into the stadium with the crowd and the music and I think it was either Beyonce or Alicia. I think it was Alicia Keys that did the national anthem, and she walked right past me, and it was just like a shocking moment. Like Alicia Keys just walked past me, she's about to do the national anthem. But yeah, it was just the whole week was just amazing, and I wish I would have taken more videos and pictures at the time. But I was just so busy and so engaged into trying to help my team win. I was focused on trying to help my team get a ring.
Okay. Since 2016, the Niners haven't done so well. Unfortunately, 2016, Kaepernick and Blaine Gabbert with the quarterbacks, and then this past year, C.J. Beathard and Jimmy Garoppolo were the quarterbacks. Jimmy comes in 5-0 after he gets traded from the Patriots to the 49ers. How far do you think the Niners will go this year with Jimmy Garoppolo leading the way behind center?
They can go really far, and it's not even highly dependent on him. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to rip the ball. He's going to make plays. but can he have these other guys make crucial plays and crucial downs where the game's on the line? You know, are you going to have your receivers who are young? Because they have some veteran receivers, but they also are going to have to lean on some of the younger receivers. And can these guys hold up and make plays when they need to make plays? Also, with the offensive line, you may have your first round pick there, but he's a rookie and he's going to have some growing pains. But he's going to be one of the best rookies, I think, by the end of the season and career wise going further. So yeah, you just got to. I'm not worried about Jimmy G. I'm excited to see the team as a whole rally behind this quarterback and give it all that they can and see what Jimmy can do and how far he can get the team.
Okay. Who do you see making a major impact on the team this year?
From what I've seen so far in the preseason, I think Dante Pettis, the slot receiver that they drafted this year, is really going to make a lot of strides this season over the period of this season. Just making plays. He's kind of a shifty receiver, so he's a little bit different from the other two main receivers they have. Marquise Goodwin is a speedster, the track athlete, so he's the burner. Pierre Garcon is more the possession guy. Dante, I think, is going to be more of the slot receiver, get open where you can fit in between the zones and stuff like that. So I think he's going to be that type of receiver. And then you're also going to have a running back like Jared McKinnon, who they got from Minnesota in free agency. That can make plays. The game has really evolved into check down game. Coverages and defenses are getting so good that a lot of times the best pass is a check down. So when you have a running back with the skill set of Jared McKinnon, you can make a lot of things happen.
Okay. And then to the defensive side, while you were playing with the 49ers, when you always play the Seahawks, you would always see Richard Sherman on the other side of the bench. When you're on the bench, when the offense is out, Richard Sherman's right there guarding a receiver. How does it feel for Richard Sherman to be on the 49ers now?
I think initially it was tough because he's always been a Seahawk. That fan base up there loved him. He loved the city. He loved the team. He loved the fans. And when he got hurt and when the team kind of didn't express belief in him that he would come back from it, I know that really hurt him as a player. So as soon as he got the call from the 49ers to be able to play Seattle twice a year, I'm sure he jumped at it. And I think he's glad that he made the decision to come here. I think I'm sure he loves the weather down here, coming from Seattle. And then he's pretty much back home because he went to Stanford. So this is an exciting new chapter for him. I got to watch him a little bit out there in the Week 3 preseason game against the Colts, and he looked really good. It's always a good thing when it can usually be a good thing when the announcers don't really say your name, especially as a DB. That just means that you were just locked down the whole game when your name's not said by the announcers. So yeah, I didn't hear his name at all. So that means that he had a good game just coming back and just easing his way into it. So it's going to be a fun time for him this season. This fan base down here is really took him in, and they're excited about having him on their side now instead of across the sidelines.
Okay. The NFC West right now looks pretty good right now. The Rams, the Niners, the Seahawks got a couple key additions to their team, and the Cardinals are building young. Who do you think is going to win the NFC West? And if possible, who's going to take that wild card spot?
It's going to be interesting to see how it initially goes down with the first four to six games, and then how it all winds down towards the end of the season. But yeah, the two top teams easily in the division are the 49ers and the Rams, especially with what the Rams are doing down there. They're trying to bring in, they're trying to do what the Warriors are doing down there. They're trying to bring everybody in now and try to win now. So they're going to be really tough to beat. 49ers are going to be tough to beat this year. Seattle, the jury's still out on them. I don't know. They really haven't been the same since Marshawn Lynch left. Because they were really based on running the ball and then Russell improvising and making plays with his arms. But when you don't have that run game like that and a young offensive line, it's hard to put it all on your quarterback and put all on his shoulders. But they're going to be interesting to watch this year, along with Arizona. Like you said, they're pretty much rebuilding with a new coaching staff. So they're pretty much rebuilding. I think they drafted a quarterback in the first round. I can't. I think it is might be Josh Rosen. So yeah, they're on the rebuild, even though they still have players here and there. But it's definitely not going to be easy to go down to Arizona and win there. So it's pretty much still up to grabs in the NFC West. You probably won't get a grip on who's going to really separate themselves until the middle of the season.
Okay. A couple more questions. Who do you think is going to take the NFC and who's going to take the AFC?
That's a tough one. There's because you really don't get too much from the preseason. So I usually like to watch like the first 4 games of a team and kind of see what they're about. The guys that they have, are they out here contributing? Are they getting better? The preseason is more of a just getting your bearings, getting your techniques right, learning the playbook again, and then the first 4 games are really like the preseason of the regular season for the starters, because the starters really don't play much during the preseason. But it's I think Atlanta's going to be really good this year. I think Green Bay is going to be really good this year. The Rams, 49ers, who else? The Vikings. I forgot about the Vikings. The Vikings are going to be hot this year. They're going to be. I think they're going to come out fired up after last year. The Saints, with Drew Brees, always contender every year. And the AFC, you can never count out New England, with Tom Brady and what he's done with his body of work over his career. You can never count them out. And then Jacksonville. Should they have beaten New England last year in the playoffs? They should have, but just came up close. So maybe this year with some new additions, it sucks that they lost Marquise Lee for the season with the knee injury. That was going to be one of their primetime receivers to help Blake Bortles into this season, but they're going to have to manufacture some points and count on some of these young guys to step up and make some plays. But yeah, those are easily the top 2 teams in the AFC. And I'm sure you're going to get a team like the Browns, Cleveland. They may go from a 0-win season to maybe a double-digit win season. You never know. They have the squad, and it looks like from the preseason that their whole mindset up there is starting to change. Having guys like Jarvis Landry and Tyrod Taylor and Myles Garrett, is growing up into his second year. You're getting some vets around. I still wish Joe Thomas would have gave it one more year to play. I know that would have really helped Baker Mayfield. I think I can't remember who exactly is going to start. I think it might be Baker. He had a pretty good preseason. But yeah, a team like Cleveland, can easily win 10 games and make some noise in the AFC. So It's going to be interesting to see by mid-season who really is separated themselves from the pack.
I know you said it's a little too early, but it's never too early for football. Who do you think's gonna meet each other in the Super Bowl?
If I really had to choose, I would probably say the safe bet would be New England and probably Minnesota. I really like Minnesota's defense, and then with Kirk Cousins coming in, just adding a different element to the offense. They already got everybody on offense coming back. Stephen Diggs, Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, um, Dalvin Cook coming back from the ACL. So they have playmakers all over the field in the defense. They're stacked on the defense over there. And then I think it's going to be the second or third season in the new stadium. So they're coming out. They're going to come out this season and be ready, and it's going to be fun to watch and see them throughout the season. But yeah, I think it's going to be New England and Minnesota. But I'm more sure of New England making it than I am Minnesota.
No, I completely understand. It's not really sure if Minnesota's gonna get there easily. It's never an easy path for a football team. With the Rams and the Eagles, both might be a little obstacle for the Vikings. Well, that's it for episode 3. Special thanks to Ian Williams for being the guest on the show. Went pretty well, I would say. Stay tuned next week as we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles with a guest that you guys want to stay tuned and listen to. This has been the LowDown, and I have been your host, Francisco Mendoza. Stay tuned and stay cool.